Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. Simple steps for showing up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. Almost just Choosing Us. Funny enough, my wife and I's other podcast is called Choosing Us, and I almost did an intro for that. That would not have worked here, and that's okay. Drinking my caffeine, took a nap. Let's do this. We're ready to rock. I had a cool experience yesterday that I want to share with you. I have a whole list of topics that I want to cover, that I ponder about, that I think on, that I meditate on, that I pray about, and how I want to deliver this podcast. This is not so much just off the cuff. This is thoroughly thought out. Each and every episode. I don't remember where we're at. 180 episodes, give or take. Which is so cool that we've gone this far. Over 3 years. We're approaching 4 years. I think. Maybe not. I don't even know. We're up there. 3.5 years. And it's been a really cool journey to share with you my experiences, my learnings, my growth patterns, so you don't have to go through these pitfalls, right? So you can implement something in your life today to break past this glass ceiling of your own making and become better. It's so cool. So I'm going to take you back a few days. My son and I went to Mod Pizza. If you don't know what Mod Pizza is, it's a franchise. It's kind of like Subway, but for pizza. They make your pizza in front of you. You choose your dough. You choose your toppings. You choose all your stuff, and then they throw it in a brick oven to heat it up. And as we were there, we were at the checkout line. Unbeknownst to me, my 6-year-old son grabbed a gift card. He thought it was a cool card. It was right at his eye level. He grabbed that card and put it in his pocket. And when we got home, he had it and put it on the table. And I saw it and I said, that's a Mod Pizza gift card. Where did that come from? So I went to him and I said, hey, little man, where did you get this? Where did you get this card? He said, I got that from Mod Pizza. I said, very cool. This is a cool card, isn't it? I said, yes, it is. I said, did you buy it? I said, no. Did they give it to you? No. Did you just take it because you saw it there and it was cool? I said, yeah. I said, okay. When we're out and about in public, when we're in other people's places, when we're in restaurants, we're in stores, somebody else's house, and we're somewhere where there's things that are not ours. If we take them, that's called stealing. And he's 6 years old. He's well aware of what stealing is. He was unaware that what he did was steal. So I helped him understand that. He was very upset with himself. He was very disappointed with himself. And I said, we need to take it back, buddy. We need to take it back. We need to apologize for your stealing. We need to take accountability. And I recognize that you did not know what you did was wrong. But in life, we do plenty of things wrong, unknowingly. We still must take accountability. And so he cried and was upset, and we made a plan. We're going to Mod Pizza. So yesterday after school, he gets in the car from picking him up, and I hold the card up. I said, do you know what this is? He said, that is the Mod Pizza gift card. I said, yes, it is. Do you know what we need to do? And then he immediately ducked his head below the seat of the car, trying to hide. I said, we need to go to Mod Pizza to return it. So we went to Mod Pizza, pulled up, and he's hiding in the back, and I let him out, and he lethargically crawls out of the car very dramatically. And we make our way to the store, and he hides behind the guest wall. They've got a wall there you wrap around instead of pylons. They have an actual pony wall. So he hides behind the wall. So I pick him up, and there's 2 gentlemen in the line. I don't think they're actually having food made. I think they were friends to the worker. And I walk up to the cash register, and the worker walks over and just says, how can I help you? And I hold up Bingham, our 6-year-old, and I say, hey, we were here the other day. And he is unwilling to talk right now. He is so embarrassed. I said, we were here the other day, and he unknowingly took this gift card and wanted to return it. And the worker starts saying, "Oh, bro, that's fine. They're totally worthless. There's nothing on it." And I gave him this little shush face as I'm standing behind my son because I'm trying to teach him a lesson. And the worker very quickly understood, oh, right, this is a life lesson happening right now. Because he was probably early to mid-20s. Clearly no kids. And he looks to my 6-year-old and he says, "Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming back and taking accountability for taking what wasn't yours." And so we set it back, and I look over to the two guys, and they're folding their arms, leaning back, and they're nodding their head with great approval. They clearly thought what just took place was a pretty cool thing to observe. And as I was walking out, I just said, "Life lessons are really, really difficult, but they're important to learn, right, buddy?" And he looked at me crying and said, "Yes." And the two guys standing there, one of them said, "Hey, bro, I really like your watch." My watch. I said, "Hey, thanks. I appreciate that." And then the other said, "Hey, bro, I really like your physique." I said, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate that too." And we made our way out. This is the thing that I really wanted to get after. This is what I wanted to talk about was these two guys. When I was sitting in the car, driving home, reflecting, my son was hysterical and sobbing in the back of the car. He was very embarrassed. I think the lesson stuck. But I was pondering, one, about taking accountability for things that you do, both that are righteous and unrighteous. Whether you did something wrong or not, if you did something wrong and whether you knew it or was wrong or not, is beside the point. The point is you take accountability for your actions in all things. And if you mess up, own up to it, fix it, make it as good as you can, and move on. It's just that simple. It's really not usually that big of a deal to correct it if you correct it quickly. We make it out to be a bigger deal than it really is. In most instances, there's definitely consequences. Maybe you're going to get fired. Is that really the worst thing in the world? Probably not. You can get another job. If you own your own thing, you might own your own business. You might lose a customer. Is that the worst thing in the world? No, you can get more. There's always ways to repair whatever is going on. Nothing is so catastrophic that it's life-ending. I mean, there are life-ending things, obviously, but in the context of this story. But then the other thing was those two gentlemen, and I kind of took a moment to observe what happened from their perspective. You see a gentleman walk in, or you see a person walk in. I was wearing some of my more flashy shoes. Just so happen to be wearing those. And they are clearly not cheap shoes, because they're not. And my jeans are not cheap jeans. My clothes in general are not cheap clothes. They're not just from Target and Walmart down the street. I maintain myself to a fairly high standard. This trimmed beard, I trim it every day. This shaved head, I shave it every day. I do specific things so I visually uphold a standard. I take care of myself. I am physically fit. I am more fit than your average gym goer, not just your average human. I visually have receipts to the things that I do. And from these guys' perspective, you see this man walk in. You clearly look up to him in some form or fashion. And this is totally going to come off egotistical. It's not the point of the story. But I do want you to learn from the story. You see a man with his son. You admire what he's wearing. You admire the way he looks. You see him uphold a standard with his children. You see him uphold basically standards in most walks of life. You see the physical. You see the relational. You see the material. You see all the different things of life that are being held to a standard. And then this takes place and then they leave. My question to you is, what are you visually showing other people? What standard are you holding? Can they look at you and say that man or woman upholds a standard? That person is of a high caliber. Just by seeing them, just by them walking past me, I know that they are a person of high stature, high caliber, and high self-worth. I know that person does what they say and say what they do. Are you someone that others can lean on? I guarantee these two gentlemen formulated a story about me after this situation. I guarantee they spoke about this situation after we left. They were clearly floored is not the right word. They weren't floored, but they were clearly impressed by the situation, by watching what just took place. This little 6-year-old boy taking accountability for returning a gift card. I'm well aware that gift card is completely worthless because you have to load money on them. That thing's worth all of about 5 cents, but it's the action. It's taking what wasn't ours and then returning it. And standing up for the things that we do, even when we don't know that it's wrong. But when we learn it's wrong, we take accountability. I hope this lesson sticks for my son. I hope he grows up and remembers taking the gift card from Mod Pizza and his dad taking him to the store and returning it. I hope that leads him to live an honest, true, and chaste life. I hope this life lesson is an anchor memory for him. I know it will be for me. But not just taking accountability, but what standard are you holding? What are you showing to the world? Whether you choose a mask or not, you still have this mask the world sees. You still have this persona that is being delivered and relayed to everyone. What is the story that you're telling? Or more importantly, what is the story they're reading? It's not just necessarily what you're saying. It's how are they interpreting it? Are you carrying yourself with a high standard? Are you walking uprightly, literally, physically? Do you walk with a strong cadence, a strong pace? Do you grip with a firm handshake? I was at the bank the other day and I shook the banker's hand after getting an associate card for one of our coworkers. And he looked at me and he said, "It is not often that I shake somebody's hand that their grip is as firm as mine. That is unusual. I appreciate that. I too appreciate a firm handshake." I also, that same day, like an hour and a half later, shook these ladies' hands. They gave me this little dainty, almost dead fish shake. It was unimpressive, to say the least. And it wasn't like feminine. It was, I don't know how to shake somebody's hand type handshake. It was like, weird. What are you relaying? That little handshake totally made me feel gross. What are you relaying, right? You're telling a story. What story are they reading? How are they interpreting who you are as a person? That matters greatly. You can stand back and say, I don't care. I don't care what other people think. That's BS. You do care, and it does matter. Because how other people review you, that's not the word I'm looking for. How other people view you, I don't know why that was so difficult, is how you're treated. How fast you can build rapport. How trustworthy somebody seems to see in you right out of the gate. All of these things happen based off of the story they are reading about you. Make sure you curate it and make sure it's a story worth reading, that it's helping you versus you have to backpedal and try and keep up. If you're disheveled, if you're not well kept, if you just happen to go to the store in your jammies because you just had to do something, you may run into somebody. You never know. I have many times. I purposely am dressed like I am now when I go on a flight. I do not dress down for comfort. I don't dress down for comfort on a road trip. You never know who you're going to sit next to, who you're going to see at a gas station, who you're going to run into. I want to be always ready. Always. For any meeting, for any interaction, for any handshake. Always ready. So much so that I'm actually getting my beard lasered. I've done 2 laser appointments to have my beard lasered in so it is always sharp. No need to shave it. It's always there. That's to the level of the standard. Where's your level? Where's your standard? Think about that one. That's what I wanted to share with you. If you know somebody that could benefit from this episode, please share it. It is the only way this show grows. I'm grateful for you. Reach out. Let's have a conversation. You can find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.